I got married in 1986 and we had 4 children. My husband then passed away in 2001. By then my children were very young, and for me to sit and do nothing was not an option.
Here in Bulilima, life is very tough because there are little to no rains at all. We would do some conservation tillage to at least get whatever little yield to feed the children. Whenever the rains do come, we would harvest the little that we would get, and it would still be insufficient.
Here in Gwanda, Ward 17, we have a lot of goats. We are forced to sell them because we have prevalent droughts, and generally this region 5 has little to no rains at all.
One of the challenges we faced was whenever we would want to water our crops, we would walk very long distances with buckets, and even if we used wheelbarrows, the distance was still long. Amalima came in our area in 2014 and helped transform our lives.
Amalima is a 5-year program funded by USAID that was extended for a further 2 years, looking at food and nutrition security in 4 districts in Matabeleland. So we're looking at a population of well over 100,000 people.
Water access in Matabeleland is a challenge. You find very few dams that have got water, and as a result, water is only found under sand. Amalima, working with Tabane, found that it is important to abstract water using the sand abstraction system.
Sand abstraction is a system of drawing water which is underneath the sand in the sand rivers. And usually the sand rivers, they only flow, in Matabeleland, they only flow during the rain season. And when it's the dry season, they'll be just like a desert. So what Amalima has done, it has actually adopted the solar system. We installed the solar system, the solar panels to give power to the pumping to the overhead tanks. After pumping the water to the overhead tanks, they have actually looked at it further to say, right, we have the water on the overhead tanks, but how do we bring water closer to the beds where they'll be watering their produce?
When Amalima came, we contributed our labor in the project, while they supplied us with 6 solar panels, a pipe that was connected to the dam, as well as a 7,000-litre tank which supplies water into various watering well points within the garden. This made it easier to water the crops, since now the water is very close by, as compared to fetching from the dam, which was far. This has resulted in us getting various crops with different nutritional value, and our community is now happy and healthier.
When Botwana Irrigation was being set up, 65 community members came to clear the land and were given cash for assets by Amalima. The garden was then fenced off and they put water taps in the garden. They also put tanks for water storage and 3 pumps were installed. A solar system, which has 18 solar panels, was put in place to provide power for the pumps.
We have seen a lot of changes happening within the communities. Now we are seeing these gardens producing crops that are normally not produced in the region. For example, you've got your butternuts, you've got even your tomatoes, which in the past they used to buy these commodities from Bulawayo or from Gwanda town. Now the communities are able to buy these commodities from their own area in the region.
Now that Botwana garden is all set up and running, We can now grow crops throughout the year since water is always available. I am in a group of 6 women who are saving money through the village landing and savings scheme.
We have all benefited immensely from this project and through the income generating activities. Every woman has either goats, chickens, and livelihood is improved. And we are now able to send our children to school.
Our lives have really been transformed through this garden. We really appreciate what Amalima has done in our community. Now we are able to supply the local market with fresh produce for resale, such as tomatoes and green mealies. This garden has changed lives forever.